Margaret Thatcher. Plan your work for today and every day, then work your plan. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self-esteem, and personal satisfaction. Pennies do not come from heaven. They have to be earned here on earth. I love argument, I love debate. I don't expect anyone just to sit there and agree with me, that's not their job. There is no such thing as society, there are individual men and women, and there are families. No woman in my time will be Prime Minister or Chancellor or Foreign Secretary, not the top jobs. Anyway, I wouldn't want to be Prime Minister, you have to give yourself 100%. I've got a woman's ability to stick to a job and get on with it when everyone else walks off and leaves it. It's passionately interesting for me that the things that I learned in a small town, in a very modest home, are just the things that I believe have won the election. One of the things being in politics has taught me is that men are not a reasoned or reasonable sex. If many influential people have failed to understand, or have just forgotten, what we were up against in the Cold War and how we overcame it, they are not going to be capable of securing, let alone enlarging, the gains that liberty has made. Ought we not to ask the media to agree among themselves a voluntary code of conduct, under which they would not say or show anything which could assist the terrorists' morale or their cause while the hijack lasted? If you lead a country like Britain, a strong country, a country which has taken a lead in world affairs in good times and in bad, a country that is always reliable, then you have to have a touch of iron about you. Democratic nations must try to find ways to starve the terrorist and the hijacker of the oxygen of publicity on which they depend. Every family should have the right to spend their money, after tax, as they wish, and not as the government dictates. Let us extend choice, extend the will to choose, and the chance to choose. I owe nothing to women's lib. People think that at the top there isn't much room. They tend to think of it as an Everest. My message is that there is tons of room at the top. I just owe almost everything to my father, and it's passionately interesting for me that the things that I learned in a small town, in a very modest home, are just the things that I believe have won the election. We were told our campaign wasn't sufficiently slick. We regard that as a compliment. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, as a woman. Any woman who understands the problems of running a home will be nearer to understanding the problems of running a country. Never listen to condemnation. For, even if you knew how to walk on water, be sure, someone will definitely say, look, they don't even know how to swim. I usually make up my mind about a man in 10 seconds, and I very rarely change it. What is success? I think it is a mixture of having a flair for the thing that you are doing, knowing that it is not enough, that you have got to have hard work and a certain sense of purpose. If you want to cut your own throat, don't come to me for a bandage. To wear your heart on your sleeve isn't a very good plan. You should wear it inside, where it functions best. Defeat? I do not recognize the meaning of the word. It pays to know the enemy, not least because at some time you may have the opportunity to turn him into a friend. Motivational quotes, Margaret Thatcher. We hope for your support, in the form of likes and comments. Thank you for listening and watching. Please subscribe.